Ballet is an art form that originated from court dances at the time of Louis XIV. The technique developed over time to be put on stage, introducing the world of professional ballet. The art form has transcended generations to become the industry it is today. In Amazing Grace, Montclair State University dance professor Nancy Lushington explains the challenges of succeeding in a profession that brings both physical and emotional stress.
Ballet is sort of the ultimate physical awareness. And then ultimately, once you're so physically aware that you can do all of these technical things, you have to leave that all behind and make it look like it's magic. That's sort of the pinnacle of the art form. You get to that point where all of that stuff goes away, and it's about the step towards your prince. There's a great deal of joy in it. I mean, being on stage and having people applaud for you, who's not going to like that? I think everyone can relate to that part of it. For me, it was a joy in finding that control that led to freedom of the use of my body.
I would describe ballet as being something really difficult, but really satisfying. And I personally like to work really hard at anything that I do, and ballet is something that I can work harder than anything else because I know so much about it that I can just kind of rip it apart and get down to the core and really work on something.
Good. We learn very early when things are correct and incorrect. And when you're looking at yourself in that mirror and you're seeing it and you know it's not correct and yet you're trying to fix it, that's a lot of frustration. So that's just on a daily basis. Plus your teacher saying, higher, turn out more, and you're saying it to yourself. So there's a big struggle there. Much better. Hold it, hold it. You really, this should be working like crazy. And turn one. Left side. The discipline, the self-discipline, because ultimately, if you don't get up and go to class, you won't go that next step. And then what you do in class, so the way you work, you have to, what is that wonderful thing from the film The Right Stuff? You have to push the edge of the envelope, right? Otherwise it just sits there.
To be a ballet dancer, you have to have a lot of drive. If you just think that you want to wear the tutu and the crown, if you don't really, if you're not hungry for it and you don't really work for it, it's not as rewarding.
You have to say, can my leg go higher? Can I do one more turn? Can I? So that's a certain level of ambition, discipline.
It's this ambition and discipline that has 15-year-old Alexia Garza-Gomez dancing 6 days a week to pursue her goals in the competitive world of ballet.
I want to be a prima ballerina and be part of one of the top companies in the world. You're the next generation for the professional ballerinas now, and you need to be able to be ready. I'm a teenager, obviously I want to go out and have fun. All they talk about is the parties they went to over the weekend. Oh, I was in class this weekend, always, my toes hurt again.
13-year-old Kayla Walsh has been dancing since she was 2 years old and is well accustomed to the copious amounts of work that go into the art.
When I go home, I practice and I stretch so hard, after I do all of my homework, and eventually just gets where I want it to be, being the perfect position every single moment, and there's just so many steps to memorize, and in the end it's very tiring, but it's all worth it.
It's important for a young dancer to know how hard it is, but if it's something that you really want and you're willing to work really hard and you're not going to let other people get you down, then I think it's totally worth it.
Dance particularly is a very, very competitive field because so many young women particularly choose this route and this passion. You have to pursue the goal to get there. 6, 7, 8. Tombe pas de bourrée. I try very hard with my students to get them to not feel negative or frustrated when I correct them, but to say, oh, okay, that's going to make me do this better. It's a hard thing, though. And then there's the whole body image. These are not my words, because I think there are some dancers out there who don't look like this, who are magnificent today, and that's a really good thing. But the common description is small head, long neck, long limbs in proportion to the torso. There's the thinness aspect of a dancer. You know, the lines, the aesthetic of ballet is very specific, and there's not meant to be a lot of extra weight.
When I left home, I gained a little bit of weight, and when you're in a leotard and tights all the time, it's like everyone can see everything. And so I had plenty of teachers tell me oh, your legs are too big, you really need to lose weight. I had directors tell me I can't hire you because you're too heavy. And it's just that is really, really emotionally draining. I know plenty of girls that, get really, really skinny. I know a couple of girls that have gotten, had to go to the hospital to get better, and sometimes they don't, sometimes it goes on for the rest of their lives.
Dr. Mark Young, a center manager for Dreyer Physical Therapy, talks about other physical challenges dancers have to endure.
Young dancers are put through a great deal of strain. When we compare dance to other sports, is that dance requires a unique combination of flexibility and strength. It's very, very demanding on the body, and it is not a normal stimulus.
So if ballet is so physically and emotionally demanding, why do so many young dancers put themselves through the trials and tribulations of pursuing such an uncertain career?
I feel unstoppable, nothing can get in my way. No matter if I'm in a good mood or bad mood, I can still dance will just get me in a great mood, and I always feel happy with myself.
I feel like I'm in my own world, I can just be who I want to be and just dance as good as I can do.
I just think there's too many young women out there who see the little girl next door in her tutu and her little outfit and say, oh, I want to do that. I don't know why it was so romantic to me as a child. I'm blessed. My career is still in dance. I get up every day and look forward to going to work.
It's just something that I love, and people sometimes ask me why do you want to do that? It seems like so much work, and is it really worth it? You're not going to make any money and all this stuff. And it's just if I didn't dance, I don't know what I would be. I wouldn't be the same person. I wouldn't enjoy anything really.